This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Oh, what's up, Padre fan? Welcome to your Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team, your pods, your Friars. Yeah, you're the faithful every day. And, of course, the number one sports podcast network in El Mundo, in the world, is the Locked On Podcast Network. I am, of course, Jim Greasehopper, but you, my friend, you call me Grease. Everyone else does. You might as well, too. And the Padres take 2 out of 3 from the identity crisis having Anaheim Angels, who call themselves the LA Angels. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Meatloaf said it, and the Padres are living it. They won their 5th straight series. And, yeah, talk about a streak that they went on 8 in a row, right? But now 10 of 11 games and 14 of the last 17. This team just doesn't win. They respond. They were doing it with big offense before, and now it's been the defense. It's been the pitching. It's been the battling of Michael King. It's been the dominance of Mason Miller. It's been the surprising performance of bullpen pitchers besides Morejon and Adam and Miller, who were unavailable today. Today it was Bradley, Rodriguez, and Kyle Hart in the 7th inning. We'll get into that as well. Cronenworth, by the way, after being drilled in the face last night, he played the end of this game today. Seems to be all right. So glad to see that Jake's okay. And, man, did Michael King battle today. A big one for the Padres, 2-1. They win the series. And why in the world is that? I already changed that. There you go. 5th straight series win. King battles Bryce Johnson, the hero of the day, and I'll explain that along with the pitchers as we go. The 7th inning, the pivotal point of this game, and we are rolling with your Padres POSTCAST. What do you say we kick this thing into high gear? Let's go.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Reporters clock, producers jock. They want to be down with the king. Michael King today really battled, man. He was scuffling. First 2 hitters on base in the 1st inning. It was not easy for Michael today, but that's what great pitchers do. And he's been really, really good so far this year. Michael King battling through it. 5 innings, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts. He had a little bit of command trouble again today. And I didn't want to be overly concerned, but he fought his way through it, man. What a great job by Michael King in the bullpen today, battling through it as well. When you think about what the bullpen was able to do in this game, again, minus Kyle Hart, who I don't understand why he was out there for the 7th, but we will get to that momentarily, my friend. And when you look at what the Padres were able to do today, first of all, they win 2-1, 5-2. They out-hit the Angels. No errors in the game. Pods get 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 7th. Angels 1 in the 7th as well. And that 7th inning was a huge pivotal point in this game. Only one Padre had 2 hits today. It was Bryce Johnson. And no Angel had 2 hits. They were held to 2 hits, the Angels were today. And the Padres pitcher struck out 11 hitters. And that's a big game for them. It was King. It was Marinaccio with a scoreless inning. Then it was Kyle Hart. I don't know about that, but we'll get back to that. And then Bradley Rodriguez. So Marinaccio and Rodriguez, 2 2/3 the scoreless innings combined. And then Mason Miller, 32 2/3 scoreless inning in a row with 27 strikeouts. And Man, Mason Miller is so good. I mean, he threw a pitch where a hitter was going to try to bunt his way on. His little hope that he had. Pulled the bunt back because he was fooled by a slider that actually hit the outside corner for a strike. So Mason Miller, dominant, best closer in baseball by far so far. The Padres found a way to squeak it out. They get a day off. They go to Colorado, and then they go to Mexico City to play the Arizona Diamondbacks. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Wish I was going to Mexico City on that one. Meanwhile, the Angels, you had Urena throwing 100+ miles an hour. He gave up 4 hits in 6 innings, 2 runs they were earned, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. By the way, King walked 4 today, but the bullpen was really good, minus Kyle Hart. Got himself in trouble in the 7th inning. We'll take you through that as well here today on the show. But Michael King gets the win. The loss goes to Urena, and Mason Miller gets the save. Bryce Johnson drove in the go-ahead run in the 7th inning, which turned out to be the go-ahead run. It was an insurance run at the time because they were up 1-0. But then the Angels, 1st and 2nd, nobody out. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out in the 7th inning. Kyle Hart hits the showers, and Bradley Rodriguez comes in and does the job, man. What a nice job by Bradley. And he gets the hold while Miller gets the save because Bradley bailed out Kyle Hart and, frankly, Craig Stammen in that moment, because there's no reason that you could ever give me that Kyle Hart is in the game in the 7th inning with a 2-0 lead. to start the seventh inning against that team, the way they've been hitting the ball. No. That's almost as bad as hitting Cronenworth leadoff, which he's done multiple times this year. So we love what Stammen's doing. We love the results. How can you argue? But it's baseball. You can always split hairs and talk about whatever you want, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I get it. If you're going to do that. But meanwhile, when I think about what this team is doing right now and what they're putting together, you think of Morejon, you think of Adam, you think of Mason Miller in the back end of that bullpen. And Miller was great again today after yesterday. But, man, when you think about Marinaccio and Rodriguez and Morgan, the job that they're doing out of the pen, and Kyle Hart was pretty good at times before today. So you think about that and you go, wow, man, this team really has a chance to be special. If the starters can get you through 5 unscathed and then you have that bullpen every night, you're going to win a lot of games this year, regardless of your payroll, regardless of whether Fernando ever hits a home run. He hit the track again tonight. Did not hit one yet this year, hasn't. But, man, you look at Laureano 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts today. Tatis 1 for 4 with a run scored. Merrill 0 for 4. Machado 0 for 4. Bogarts 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. 2 walks for Xander. 1 for 3 with a base on balls for Gavin Sheets. Andujar 0 for 4. Campusano 0 for 2. Cronenworth 0 for 1. Johnson 2 for 3 with a run scored. And Freddie Fermin did not get an at-bat after replacing Campusano when Ty France went to first base for Sheets. Fernando moved to right field from second base for Cronenworth to come in. All kinds of stuff was going on by that point. All kinds of stuff. But, man, these games are getting crazy. But I want to take you through, the real what happened in this game, and the turning point in this game was very clear. It was win or lose at that time. It was happening in that moment, and that moment was...
This is what you'll time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Yay. I don't know why I started to fire that old one, but here we go. Top of the 7th for the Padres. Urena still in the game. He'd only given up 1 run, right? Only given up 1 run. And real quick, I'll let you know how he gave up that run. It was in the 4th inning for the Padres. Fernando singled to right. Merrill flied out to left. By the way, happy birthday, Jackson Merrill, today. And he went 0 for on his birthday to celebrate. But you know what? It happens. He's been great so far this year. Manny struck out swinging. Why you bugging? And then Bogart singled to center, scoring Fernando. Sheets singles to center. Bogey goes to third. First and third, 2 outs. And Andujar grounds into a fielder's choice to third. Sheets out at second. The inning is over. A run on 3 hits and no errors. Well, then fast forward to the 7th inning. 1-0 Padres. Pitchers duel. King and Urena. King is out. It's in the Padres bullpen's hands right now. And then you have the Angels coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning after the Padres scored 1 in the top. So the Padres score 1 in the top. Bogarts walks. Sheets walks. First and second, nobody out. Andujar pops out. Cronenworth strikes out swinging. Shocker. And Johnson singles to left. Bogart scores. Sheets goes to third. They can't get him in. Laureano strikes out. But a run on a hit, no errors. That makes it 2-0. And how huge would that end up being? I mean, obviously, hey, slap a moto on me, master of the obvious. They won by a run, Jim. But Fernando goes to right field. Peraza hits for low. Cronenworth goes to second base. Fermin comes in to catch. A new catcher, a new pitcher, and it's blame it on my Kyle Hart. Peraza doubles to left. Leonard hit by a pitch. Darno. Frazier hits a sacrifice bunt to third. And, yeah, second and third with 1 out. First and second, nobody out. Second and third with 1 out. Give me the righty. Get this kid out of here. Kyle Hart hit the showers, man. Thanks for nothing. And here comes Bradley Rodriguez, and he gets a ground out to short. Peraza scores, but then they walk Mike Trout, who wouldn't in that scenario with first base open. And then you have a fly out to center from Chenuel. And that was the end of that. Great job by Bradley Rodriguez, who also got him 1-2-3 in the 8th inning. So there you have it. You see it over there, 14 of 17, 5 straight series. They've won. They go to Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. The Padres riding high as they head into Denver this week. Did you see a couple days ago there was snow on the field right before the game? They already went to Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? And Boston. So they're used to the cold this year. But what a win for the Padres. What a series. Yeah, Fernando's going to go on a tear at one of these points here soon. You just know it. And Manny hasn't hit that yet either. So you haven't had your 2 best offensive players, and Jackson really for that matter, just get really hot and carry the team for a while. I think you'll see that here before too long. I really do. But that 7th inning was the turning point. It was great. Still to come, we have your player of the game, your X factor, and we get you ready for Colorado on Tuesday. Will Randy Vasquez rebound from his first so-so start of the season? We will find out. And what are they going to do after him with Buehler? Anyone? Buehler's probably locked his spot in for now, but Marquez and Waldron. Oh, boy. Where's Musgrove? Please, Lord, give us Musgrove back as soon as possible. It's Grease. It's the Postcast. Padres on the Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports podcast network, your team every day. Javi's here every day as well. After the games, I'm on YouTube. And then we upload, you download Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, and you download OPP. It's OTT, Roku, and over-the-top television. Going to keep it going on the other side. Just got a chance to talk to you about a special offer from FanDuel just for you, and then we will keep it moving with your Padres Postcast. All right, the NBA playoffs are here. Lakers win game 1. Bron and Bronny on the floor together. Man, oh man, the NBA playoffs are here. With every possession matters, every matchup is magnified, and every game can swing a series. And right now, hey, it's your tomorrow today. FanDuel is giving new customers a great way to get on the action. Here's what I like about it. Are you ready? You can bet just $5 and you get a $250 bonus if your bet wins, and that's in bonus bets. If your bet wins, right? You're not going to get anything if you don't win. Winners win, losers lose, and we forget about losers. The app makes it easy to follow the action with player stats, trends, and matchups all in one place. And during the playoffs, that extra insight really matters when you're looking at stats, stars, role players, and key moments. It just makes the entire playoff experience more engaging from start to finish. That is right. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. FanDuel, play your game on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team, your pods, every day. And let me tell you about the everydayers here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I am pumped to have you here to learn about the Everydayer Club. Ad-free episodes, Discord, access to a group chat with Javi, other listeners, viewers of the show and the channel. Tap the link in the show notes. Yeah, and go to that URL to join the Everydayer Club of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you so much to the Everydayers, everyone in between, the newbies as well, for being here and helping us be the #1 sports podcast network. Friar Faithful showing out in the A. Don and Mud were like on their feet at the end of the game because all the Padre fans who were there were on their feet at the end of the game as well. The Padres scored one. Let's see, what did they score that first run? Was it the 4th? I forget. Brain cramp here. Yeah, Padres score 1 in the 4th. Fernando scores on a Bogarts hit. And then in the 7th inning, it was Bryce Johnson singling to left. Bogarts scored. And Sheets goes to third. And so he didn't come in. But Johnson singles in Bogey. Bogey singled in Fernando. Bogarts in the middle of all of it. Bryce Johnson with a nice game today. And we are excited, man. I'm telling you, 5th straight series win, 10 of 11, 14 of 17 after starting 2-5 for our San Diego Padres. The Friar Faithful, like I said, showing out in the A, and we are pumped to be here after every game with a postcast. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. You see it on the screen at @JimGrease_. Couple of things to do, short time to do it in. Let's start with one thing here, and we will go.
Uh-oh, somebody messed up, and it's time to let them know with Who Fudged Up.
The Angels killed themselves on the base paths today. Guys getting picked off, running into outs. I mean, a major league team doesn't usually commit those mistakes, so that's who fudged up because you lose the game 2-1. And then in the 7th inning, you have 1st and 2nd, nobody out, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, and you don't get the run in. You allowed the bat to be taken out of Mike Trout's hands, too, in that scenario. Nope, not going to work.
Since hindsight is always 20/20, let's deliver today's second guess.
Why in the world did Kyle Hart start the 7th inning? Marinaccio with a scoreless 6th after relieving Michael King, who pitched 5, and he gutted his way through. King did, right? It was a miracle that King made it through 5 shutout innings today with the command that he had, but when he was in the strike zone, they didn't hit him. They couldn't touch him. His stuff is that good. Reporters, clock producers jock. They want to be down with the King, and King was down today. I mean, he was battling all the way through. He makes it through. Marinaccio comes in, a scoreless inning, and I'm going, why in the world is he bringing in Kyle Hart in this scenario? Immediately gives up a double, immediately hits the next guy with a pitch. You know, they get an RBI ground out off of Bradley Rodriguez, but it's charged to Kyle Hart. And I would second guess Stammen 1,000 times. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm going, no, why Bradley here? But Morejon pitched an inning in the third yesterday. Adam pitched an inning, just coming off the IL a week ago. And then Miller pitched an inning yesterday as well, and they needed him for the ninth today. No way he could go two. So you tried Hart there. Then you come in with Bradley, and you had Morgan out there too if you needed him. But sometimes it can't be the big guns in the bullpen. I understand that. But Kyle Hart, Kyle Hart we're talking about here. We're talking about Kyle Hart, Allen Iverson voice. But that leads me to the good stuff.
It's time to reveal who made the biggest under-the-radar impact with today's X Factor.
Bryce Johnson, 2 for 3 with a run scored, baby. Nice job by Bryce. Beautiful job. He's usually a pinch runner, got the speed, defensive replacement. But today, and they talked to him in the post-game interview, and they said, hey, you don't get a chance to start very often. But when you do, Bryce Johnson, 2 for 3 today. And a really good job by him in the midst of all that. Had the RBI that ended up being the game-winning RBI for Bryce Johnson. So he's the X factor, along with the Padres' grit and determination to win the next 2 games after losing the opener 8-0 in Waldron's season debut, which leads me to today's.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Who else could it be? Who can it be? Now, I want to give honorable mention to Michael King. Down with the King, guts his way through 5 innings, picked up the win today in a game where you need your ace with Pivetta out to be gutty, to have that guile, to be relentless, to find a way to gut it out, go through 5 scoreless innings with Michael King. Bunch of punchies today. Didn't have his command, but man, he was sharp in the zone when he was there. So Michael King gets honorable mention, but how about Mason Miller? Another scoreless ninth, 2 strikeouts. Yesterday did the same thing in the 9th inning. Mason Miller, 32 2/3 consecutive scoreless inning, was 27 damn strikeouts. Not to mention the closer for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. And Mason Miller is our player of the game today. All right, the Padres headed to Rocky Mountain High. Who knows what the weather's going to be like on Tuesday in Colorado. But it's a 5:40 p.m. first pitch. Randy Vasquez on the mound, 1-0 with a 2.49 ERA. Last time out did not go so well for Randy. That was the game the Padres scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to bail him out and win 7-6 when he got smoked for the first time this season. But he still has 25 strikeouts, man, in 21 2/3 innings. So Randy Vasquez, he also has 8 walks. It's a thing for the Padres starters with the walks. But Randy Vasquez in the opener against undecided for the Padres, 3-game series. Then they go to Mexico City to play the Diamondbacks for 2, and I can't wait for that. And we will be here for all of them. Until Tuesday, 5:40 p.m., we'll be here right after the game. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Padre fan. Enjoy this one. 2-1, they hang on against the Angels just the way they scripted it, with Michael King battling through, just enough offense, and the bullpen as they beat a really good pitcher in Anaheim. And yes, they are in Anaheim. You're not in LA, Angels, but the Padres keep on trucking, and we will see you Tuesday with your postcast. Until then, keep your game tight and your mind right, Friar Faithful. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to you everydayers as well. Click the link in the bio to join the Everydayer Club and get all those benefits that we talk about here on the show. We'll see you Tuesday. Thank you so much.